Do you want to learn how to create gorgeous fall wreaths for small doors using Dollar Tree items? Keep watching. Hello everyone, I am Ramon. Welcome back to Ramonathome. I'm so excited you're here today because I'm gonna show you how to create 3 different fall wreaths for a small door using Dollar Tree items and Walmart items that you may already have laying around your house. This is a super fun video because there's 3 different looks and I think you will really get something out of it. So if you are interested, please stay tuned. Don't forget to like the video and share with a friend. If you're new to this channel, please consider subscribing for future decorating and DIY ideas to help you create something beautiful. Oh, and don't forget that we have a giveaway going on right now for the farmhouse style decor on our farmhouse style mental video, and that's gonna be linked down below. All right, you guys, well, let's get started. All right, you guys, so for this particular wreath, I'm gonna use 4 of these burlap daisies from the dollar store. I'm also gonna use 4 of the red sunflowers and 1 of these bundles of the mums. I'm also going to need 1 bundle of the really pretty bittersweet. You can only find this at the dollar store. They also have some of these burlap foliages that I'm going to use, and as well as 1 of these boxwood bundles from the dollar store. I chose this really pretty green and orange ribbon from Hobby Lobby. I'm gonna use 1 pack of the glitter pumpkins from the dollar store and some foliages that came from Walmart. And for my tools, I'm gonna go ahead and use 1 of these wreath forms from the dollar store. I'm gonna use my wire cutters, a pair of scissors, a taped wire. Now this is a 22 gauge wire, and I wanna show you this is the tape that you tape it with, and the reason you wanna do that is because it will really protect your fingers and you won't cut yourself when you pull on it. So it's really crucial that you get this. And then I'm also gonna go ahead and use my glue skillet that is pre-warming up right now. All right, let's get started. All right, everyone, so for this first wreath, what I'm going to do is I'm gonna go ahead and make a bow with my pretty ribbon. Now I do want this ribbon to have a longer tail, so I'm gonna go ahead and give it probably about a 24-inch tail, and then I'm gonna pinch right here. I'm gonna try and work backwards. I'm gonna put my bolt on the floor. Then I'm gonna do a loop like this. Then I'm gonna go ahead and give it probably about I wanna say about 5-inch loop. Then I'm gonna repeat right here. And then what I'm going to do is I'm gonna do probably about I don't know, depends on how full you want it to be. And since we already have the ribbon and it's our last project that we're gonna be doing with this ribbon, might as well just use it up so we don't have to save it. I do, however, recommend that at the end of the season you put your projects apart, and that way you can save your ribbons, and then you can just store them properly, and then you won't have to buy a ribbon again. All right, so I'm gonna do a 6-loop bow, and I'm gonna go ahead and grab my pre-taped wire, and I'm gonna insert that through the first loop that I show you. And then what I'm going to do is I'm gonna go ahead and pull really hard, and like I told you, that's why we want it to be pre-taped. That way it doesn't hurt our fingers. As you guys can see, you can really tag and pull on that, and because it has that tape, it won't hurt. All right, so then what I'm going to do is I'm gonna measure my tail 1 more time right here, and I'm gonna cut. We'll dovetail in a second, but what I wanna do first is I'm gonna ahead and give it a quick fluff. And that's why I like wired ribbons, because if you can see, all you have to do is really just pull on them and they fluff like super easy. All right, this is gonna go on the top of our wreath, and I'm gonna go ahead and flip it around so you can see, but I'm gonna tie it really tight. And the reason why I want it to be so tight is because with the same wire tape, what I'm going to do is I'm gonna go ahead and do a loop right here, and then I'm gonna go ahead and make our wreath hanger with this tape, and this is what's gonna hang on our door, on our door hanger, just like that. That was super easy, as you can see right here. All right, so then I'll flip it around, and I'm gonna put my loop and my bow through here. We'll fluff at the end. You guys know that I always like to fluff at the end. And actually, I'm gonna bring him to me so I can work. This is gonna look like it's backwards, but I promise you it's not. All right, so then what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go ahead and get all my florals, and I'll be right back with you. Stay tuned. Okay, so the first thing I wanna do is I'm gonna go ahead and insert all of my greeneries, and I'm gonna start with this cute boxwood. And why I like this form is because, look, you guys, all you have to do is just insert this guy and it'll stay. And I want to go ahead all the way around. If you don't have a glue pen, I really do recommend you get yourself one. because they are so easy just by dipping on your glue. All you have to do is insert right there. I'm gonna go ahead and do a fourth one here. You don't need much for these smaller wreaths. A few dollars will really take you all the way because they're so small. But I know there's so many people who have a screen door, or they have a storm door, or they live in a smaller place where you have a smaller door. So I really just recommend to get a smaller wreath, so that way you're not overwhelming your door. Not everybody can have a super huge wreath like the one I did last week. If you do, I recommend you watch that video. It was done with all florals and it was just absolutely stunning. It probably is my favorite wreath that I've ever done. But if you don't have a big door, or if you don't have a big budget, then just with a few products from the dollar store and really well placed, you will get yourself a fabulous, fabulous fall wreath. All right, so it looks like it's upside down, but I promise you it's not, because I'm gonna flip the tails and then you'll guys see. All right, so then the next thing I'm going to add is going to be my flowers. And I have some of these really pretty red sunflowers from the dollar store. And because we only have 4, then you have to cut them really short. That way you can get them really close to the form. Remember, the shorter they are, the stems, the closer you can get them to the form. If you leave the stem longer, then you're gonna have to use more flowers because they're gonna be so far away from your form. And then once you cut your stem, just go ahead and insert in the glue and just go ahead and put right here. And always remember to always go all the way around on the same way, because that's what's gonna give your flowers and your wreath balance. And look, this is filling up really beautifully. As you guys can see, oh, see, I told you it's backwards. So it has to go this way because all the florals and all the stems need to be inserted the same way. Like I told you, we'll fluff this wreath at the end. All right, so then I have some of these burlappy looking ones that I also love. And what you need to do is pull that foliage all the way, give it a little bend like this. And I do that with all of my flowers. I'm gonna do that. So before I insert all of the flowers, you have to give them that curvature, because it's what makes that flower point up. If you put it flat, you will put it like that. But if you give it that curvature, it'll stick out like that. All right, so I have one more. So I'm gonna go ahead and give it a curve like that. I'm gonna cut short so it sticks up further, dip into my glue. And this glue is about 350 degrees. So you have to really be careful because it's really hot and it really sticks. Like right here, I burned myself and it hurts. But you know, when you're a crafter, you just build that endurance to glue. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and put one. Oh, I'm gonna put one right here. So basically just following the same shape by cutting really short. And as you can see, we don't need very many florals. We don't need very many foliages. And it's going to look absolutely gorgeous in the door. It's gonna look more than just a few dollars. And the secret here is just the placement of your flowers. All right, I'm gonna add this last one right here, right by the bow, because we're gonna fluff that bow. So far, so good. The next thing I want to add is going to be these pretty moms, because we want it to be as full as possible. So if you guys have followed the channel, you know that I like to cut all of my flowers at once and then save the little stem for future projects. This guy right here, save it because we can make picks with ornaments and with so many other items. So I'm gonna go ahead and pull my foliage like I told you. And I'm gonna go ahead and give it a little cut right here. And I'm going to go ahead and insert this beautiful flower right here next to it. And look at that. You just need to make sure that it really goes into the form. So if there's a gust of wind, it doesn't blow it off. All right, so I'm gonna cut one more. I cannot wait to read your guys' comments. Leave me a comment down below and let me know if you are enjoying this fall series. It is almost coming to an end, but you know what happens after fall is the holiday season. And this year, you guys, is going to be absolutely huge here at Ramon at Home. And I cannot wait to talk to you guys about it more. But right now, well, it's too soon to be talking about the holidays. But I know there's a few Christmas lovers like myself out there who cannot wait to get the season started. So stay tuned for more on the holiday season. But right now, we're gonna get all these fall wreaths done so you guys can have some ideas on how to create something beautiful for your home and on a small budget. Look how pretty and full this looks already. And I have not added a lot of stuff. This is basically under $10, you guys. You can have a gorgeous, fabulous wreath under $10 just by adding some florals, a pretty ribbon. All right, so then what I'm going to do is I'm gonna go ahead and get my glitter pumpkins that I showed you earlier. These are super cute, and I'm gonna use four. But I need to take them out of the little stem that it comes in. And basically I'm just gonna dip my glue into the pumpkin, and then I'm gonna go ahead and pick a few spots, and then that glue will really hang on to it. And look how cute that is. And what I like about this little pumpkin is because it really matches the ribbon. So I'm gonna add one right here. And when that dries, it's not going anywhere, but make sure that you really stick into the glue pen. That way you're gonna give your pumpkin something to grab onto. All right, then I'm gonna add one up here. Look how adorable that is. So cute. All right, I get so excited. I have one last thing to add, and that's gonna be our really pretty bittersweet, which is what's gonna give it some extra oomph, what I like to say. And we're gonna be very generous with the bittersweet because I love bittersweet. When I lived in Kansas, it grew wild, and it really just I remember it grows on the fences and it just takes over. And what I like about this one is because, well, it's wired, because it's artificial, so you can really play with it. And as you guys can see, it really does a lot for your crafts. Just make sure the dust go on that form, like right here. Push real quick. Then I'm gonna go ahead and add this other one right here. And like I said, we're gonna be very generous with the bittersweet because I absolutely love it. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and add this large one to go down. I'm gonna pull right here. And this is a project that you can really just take a weekend off and do it. It takes nothing but a few minutes and nothing but a few products. So no need for a lot of waste of time. All right, well, we are about done. I only have a few bittersweets. Look how pretty that is. Oh my goodness. I absolutely love it. This is gonna look so pretty on the door. I am gonna go ahead and add the last few bittersweets that I have. I'm gonna hang this on the door and I will show you what it looks like, so stay tuned. All right, you guys, so before I hang it on the door, I'm gonna show you that just by pulling your tails down, I'm gonna put one over and then I'm gonna put one under like this. And all you have to do is dovetail your tails. Never forget to do this step, because like I told you before, if I come to your home and if it's not dovetail, most likely I'm gonna ask you for a pair of scissors. All right, so then what you wanna do is you fluff your little bow, and we're gonna hang this in the door, so stay tuned. All right, everyone, so for wreath number 2, I'm gonna use 4 of these picks that we've been using on all of our farmhouse style decor for fall. I have a playlist on the comment section below if you guys haven't seen all of the projects using this. I'm gonna link it down below, so I'm gonna use 4 of those. And then also I'm gonna use 2 of the lamb's ear that we've also been using on those particular projects, and all of these came from Walmart. All right, so I went ahead and pre-made a bow with pretty tails. This is the same ribbon that we've also been using on all of these projects. And then also I used 2 of these tails that I'll show you guys how to make with the burlap ribbon and the check ribbon with a pick. So we're gonna use 2 of this and the beautiful ribbon. For the tools, we're gonna go ahead and use our scissors, our wire cutters. I'm gonna put those to the side. I'm gonna use a bag of these zip ties. We're gonna show you a new technique. And then also one of these wreath forms from the dollar store. All right, let's get started. All right, everyone, so for this particular wreath, what I want to do is I'm gonna go ahead and start with my bow, and I'm gonna go ahead and tie it around here. And just how I did with the other wreath, I'm gonna go ahead and pull those tails to the back and use the wire for our hanger. So I'm just gonna go ahead and make sure that this is really secure right here. And then we're gonna fluff at the end like I showed you with the last one. The reason why I like to do this is because then you don't have to worry about the bow being so perfect until it is time for the bow to be perfect. This is a super simple technique and I wanna show you. I'm first gonna bring my lamb's ear and my picks, and I'm gonna start with 2. And then also I wanna have my zip ties ready, and I'm gonna go ahead and put them right here in the middle. And for this particular one, I'm gonna go ahead and use the clear ones. I'm gonna use probably like 4 or 6. So I'm just gonna go ahead and stick them in here so you guys can see how this is done. All right, so the first thing I'm going to do is I'm gonna go ahead and insert this lamb's ear right here. And then I'm gonna go ahead and insert one of my picks right here. And I'm gonna move the bow so you guys can see what I'm doing. All right, and then what I'm going to do is I'm gonna go ahead and bring one of these zip ties, and you can just run it through the wreath form because it is the easiest thing, as you can see. Then you're just gonna pull really tight. So there's no glue needed for this particular project. You just have to make sure that you really hang on to that pick until you pull really tight. And then you're gonna pull really, really tight right here. And that's gonna stay in place. Then with our wire cutters, I'm gonna go ahead and cut the excess right there. Put it right here to the side. And what I like about this is because it's wire, so we'll play with it in a minute. So then what I'm going to do is I'm gonna go ahead and do the exact same thing. So I'm gonna pull my bow. Look how ugly our bow looks right now, but it's gonna look fabulous when we're done. So then I'm gonna go ahead and hang on to that right here. Then I'm gonna go ahead and insert one of these picks. Now I do wanna let you know there is a giveaway going on for a collection of this particular look. It's a bolt of ribbon of the burlap, a bolt of ribbon of this check, 5 of these picks, 5 sunflowers. What am I missing? And 5 of these lamb's ears, and it's on my last video that I show you guys how to decorate the mantle for fall on the farmhouse style. If you have not seen it, I recommend you go watch it and enter the giveaway for this look. I'm super excited to pick a winner and send it to you. All right, so then I'm gonna go ahead and pull really tight right here, and we're gonna cut the excess. Super easy, as you can see. Then we're gonna go ahead and fluff. But then I'm gonna go ahead and add 2 more of these little picks. So I'm gonna go ahead and lift up my lamb's ear because we can marry them together like that. Then I'm gonna go ahead and grab my zip tie and I'm gonna poke it through it. And I'm gonna make sure that I go all the way down. And then this one we're gonna do facing down because it will be easiest. And we can just pull really tight. And I'm gonna go ahead and the other one, we cut the excess in a second. So we're gonna bring our lamb's ear this way. Then we're gonna grab our second pumpkin pick. Then I'm gonna go all the way down. Oops, I've lost my zip tie. We're gonna go all the way down, and then we're going to pull right here. As you guys can see, no glue needed, and it is super easy. Just make sure that you pull really tight. So now we cut the excess on this side, and then I'm gonna cut the excess on this other one right here. All right, so now it's time to fluff everything that we've done. But before we do that, I'm gonna go ahead and insert these tails, and I'm gonna insert in between these 2 pumpkins right here to extend our bow. So basically you can glue this step if you wanted to, but because this is really tight right here, you can just make sure that you poke through the vine and that'll stay, and we'll adjust in a second where we need them. But right now I just need to be inserted right here. But look at that. It is going to extend the shape of our bow. All right, so now that we have everything in place, the very first thing we need to do is fluff our bow so it looks cohesive and pretty. And this wreath is also under $10, and it is super easy to make. Then we're gonna pull our tails forward, and look at that, how pretty that already looks. I'm gonna go ahead, 1 forward, 1 back. They're already dovetailed. And then what I'm going to do is I'm gonna go ahead and cut these guys a little bit shorter. So we're gonna go ahead and dovetail one shorter than the other one. And look how cute this is. This is super adorable. Then you can play with this pumpkin, you can play with the berries, you can play with the ribbon. Look at that, so adorable. All right, well, I'm gonna finish fluffing this bow. I'm gonna go ahead and adjust these tails right here. Thumbs up if you like this idea. Be sure to enter the giveaway. I'm gonna hang this on the door and I'll show you what this looks like, so stay tuned. All right, everyone, so for this particular wreath, I thought it would be fun if I show you how to create something with all Dollar Tree store things that I already had from last year. So all of this is recycled and it is going to be, whatever it is gonna have to work. So I have one of these foam forms that I got at the dollar store. This is how I store my ribbon every year. I just go ahead and roll it. Then I have one of these cute little owls left over from last year. I'm gonna use a wire to secure our owl, and then also I have a container full of these daisy mums, and as you can see, they're super short, so I'm gonna put this to the side real quick. All right, so the very first thing I'm going to do, so I'm gonna get one of my wires because I'm gonna make a bow, and I have a wire right here. I'm gonna pre-tape it because you know what I told you earlier, I don't want my fingers to hurt. So what I do is, I'm running out of tape. All right, so what I do is I place my tape right here on the top, and then what you need to do is you basically just pull and roll, pull and roll. You pull as far down as you can, and then you roll. Because when you pull this tape, it has this tackiness. It's kind of like a wax material that you need, that it'll stick to your wire, and then you just pull like that, and that's going to be our wire for our bow. Then we have this wire to secure our little guy right here. All right, so basically first I'm gonna go ahead and make a bow. So I wanted to have about 6-inch tails, and I'm gonna start right here. Now I'm gonna show you that you don't have to have a brand new bolt of ribbon, and you can just do what you can with what you have, and I'm gonna show you how. So basically this is only 2 loops, right? And then let's say that that's all the ribbon that you have, in because you recycled it. Then what you need to do is gather your other leftover, and I'm gonna give it a little tail like this. I want a pretty bow to show you that you don't have to go out and buy brand new ribbons if you know how to securely store them at the end of the season, which is what I do. You know, sometimes I iron them because I know that at the end of the season I'm gonna need it. Right, so that's gonna be our tails. Then what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna grab my wire that I used. I'm gonna go through this. I'm gonna pull really tight. Remember, you have to pull really tight so the bow is secure. And then I'm gonna bring my form right here, and I'm gonna go ahead and insert. Now this bow is gonna go on the bottom of my wreath. Then we're gonna fluff. But first I'm just gonna go ahead and pull it down like this, and I'm gonna flip it around actually. And I'm gonna pull really tight, and I'm gonna secure right here. And that's gonna go, our tails and our ribbon is actually gonna go down this time. I'm gonna cut the rest of this wire, rest of the excess, and then I'm gonna put my bow right here. Now we'll fluff at the end, so don't worry about it. I know it's not gonna look really appealing right now. So then I'm gonna grab my little owl, and this is what I wanna show you. He's gonna be sitting right on top of the bow, and the way I'm gonna do that is I have this 20 gauge wire. So basically I'm just gonna poke right here through the foam because it's made out of foam. I'm gonna poke through the material on the little owl. I'm gonna turn it to me so I can do this real quick and show you. So basically just poke through the fabric right here where you want it to sit. It'll poke through the fabric, and then you're gonna poke again through your wire, and look, he's gonna stand right here. And to secure him, what I'm going to do is I'm gonna go ahead actually and do it one more time. So basically I'm gonna repeat this process. I'm gonna poke him on the side, then I'm gonna go ahead and poke all the way through the fabric, and then poke through my form. And then you just bend those down like this, because we're gonna cover all of this with flowers. And I just wanted him to sit right here on the top of my bow. So I'm gonna flatten that out. All right, so now what I'm going to do is I'm gonna bring my box of flowers and I'm gonna start poking flowers into this form. And there is no rhyme or reason for this. I really just recommend to go ahead and do one on the top like this. And then you can use any type of flower that you may have. Now these are from the dollar store, so you can go out and buy a few bundles and make this project. But he's going to look super cute, just sitting on top of all of these flowers. And I wanna make sure that I see him, so I'm gonna go ahead and poke to the side. And I have a few pumpkins, and because our ribbon has some pumpkins, I figured that it'd be fun if we added some pumpkins to the wreath. Now you can go ahead and find a rhyme or reason for this, but basically what we're doing is just covering this whole wreath on these daisy moms from the dollar store. And look how cute this is. I have a few of these hydrangeas we might use. I have a few of these ones right here. I'm gonna put one on the top. Then I'm gonna go ahead and put one right here. And basically what you're doing is just covering these. And now I would recommend to glue it if you're gonna sell it. If you're not gonna sell it, look, this is all materials from last year. If I was to glue it last year, then I won't be able to use them this year. So I really do recommend to just go ahead and, this foam is really gonna keep it in place, so you don't really have to glue. But if you're making this to sell, then of course I recommend you glue that for your customer. But look how cute this is. This is so adorable with him just sitting in the middle. We're gonna fluff that bow in a second. But I wanna make sure that all of this foam, it's really covered with flowers. Oh my gosh, he's so adorable. All right, so I'm gonna add one last one right down here with the bow to make sure that all of that is ready. Look how cute this is. All right, so then I have a few hydrangeas, so I'm gonna go ahead and insert them just to give it a little bit more texture. Look at that. Just by adding a few hydrangeas to this, it really does add extra color, texture. And then like I said earlier, I have a few pumpkins, so I'm gonna go ahead and add those too. They come on a little wire. Look at that. This one is longer, so we have to cut it down. I'm gonna add it right here. Thumbs up if you guys enjoy this idea. This is something that the kids could do. If you just pre-cut all of the elements for the kids, your grandkids, you could actually have them help you make a wreath for their teachers or their mom, or just, I think it is such a fun project. All right, so I saved a few of these daisies for when it's on the door in case I have to fluff it. I'm gonna go ahead and put this to the side. And so now what I need to do is I'm going to fluff my bow by just playing with it like this, bringing that tail up. All right, you guys, so before I hang it on the door, I found some of these burlap foliages that I had from last year. Actually, I never even got to use them. So what I'm going to do is I'm gonna go ahead and find some spots right here and insert them just right here where the bow is to give the bow even more pizzazz. And look, you can insert some going up, some going down. I think there come 5 to the package. So they're super affordable, and look what they do. They really just accent the bow and give it even more texture. This also come on the burlap. These are burlap, but this dyed orange. And look how pretty. This is gonna look so pretty in the door. I do recommend, however, when you insert these guys, as you guys can see, I'm doing it not flat, but like I always give them a little twist because that gives your wreath even more pizzazz. So I'm gonna go ahead and add this one right here to the bottom. So there's 5 of them, and then I'm gonna put my ribbon down. And look how adorable, just creates a bigger and bulkier focal point. It was super affordable. I think there's 5 to the pack. And what I like about this is because it has a wire, you can really bend them and shape them however you want. And I think this turned out super adorable. Now I'm gonna go hang it on the door and I'll give you a shot of what this looks like. So keep watching. So what do you guys think? As you can see, creating these gorgeous fall wreaths, super small for small doors. This could also be really cute for the back of a chair or even a cabinet or a window or a mirror because they're smaller in scale. If you have a storm door or if you live in a small apartment, they're super easy and very affordable. And I cannot wait to read your comments, so leave me a comment down below and let me know what do you think, and if you have a favorite from the three, I want to know which one you like the best. If you guys want to see more ideas like this, be sure to leave the hashtag dollar store in the comment section below so that I know that you are interested. And if you enjoyed the video, be sure to give it a thumbs up, share it with a friend, invite them to come and check out Ramon at Home for all the fall and DIY ideas coming your way. Oh, and don't forget that we have that giveaway going on for the farmhouse style decor on our farmhouse style mental video. That's gonna be down below in the description box below, as well as all of my social media links. All right, well, that's all I have today. Consider subscribing and you can watch more videos right now. Until next time, bye. If you are new to this channel, I want to take a second to welcome you and invite you to subscribe for future decorating ideas by hitting this button down here. And if you already subscribed, don't forget to turn the notification bell on so you're notified about every single full update. We're going to be uploading videos on Wednesdays and Sundays. And if you enjoyed this video, I recommend you watch this one right here. And there's going to be a full playlist of all of our full videos down here. Thank you guys for watching, and I will see you in the next one.